We are carefully following the path of Hurricane Epstein right now. It is a Category 5. It's expected to make landfall sometime very soon. We are now one step closer to answering the question, what did the president know and how old were these women when he knew? How did we wind up with a president and a vice president who wear more makeup than Kylie Jenner and Lady Gaga combined?
Craziness. Meanwhile, the government is shut down, and the Republicans who currently are in charge of Congress, they're not even pretending to solve the problem. They have not even been showing up to work.
Jimmy Kimmel and Barack Obama just roasted Donald Trump and JD Vance like they were trying to win a championship-level barbecue. It was ruthless. It was explosive. It was the kind of roast that made the camera crew steady themselves. And when Obama dropped that line, Kimmel almost walked off stage. If you missed it live, don't worry, we're breaking down every unfiltered, unbelievable moment right now.
Meanwhile, with all this going on, he posted up a storm on Truth Social this week, and he covered a range of topics from Biden and his auto pen to photos of his new ballroom. He bragged about getting the keys.
He's currently on the air, and to the extent that he isn't in certain stations, it's because he's not funny because his ratings aren't very good.
I have some good news for you, J-Dog. We're back on all this.
A 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes.
Jimmy Kimmel walks into Trump world chaos like someone entering a kitchen where the smoke alarm refuses to shut up, calm, observant, and ready to turn the mess Donald Trump keeps leaving behind into premium comedy. Every stumble, every meltdown, every wild moment that turns politics into supermarket tabloid theater becomes fresh fuel. And the spectacle, louder by the hour.
Both the House and Senate voted to release the long-withheld files related to a man who considered himself to be Trump's closest friend for more than a decade, the late sex criminal Jeffrey Epstein. The vote in Congress went 427-1. It was such a landslide, Trump might actually be able to rebury the Epstein files under it. The Senate today sent the bill to the White House. Now, usually when Trump gets a bill, he declares bankruptcy and doesn't pay it. But this one, he's going to have...
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Barack Obama follows with a kind of delivery that makes Trump's chaos feel like he's grading a glue-covered science project. He breaks down how Trump stretches minor inconveniences into declarations of greatness. The contrast hits so hard it echoes, and even JD Vance can't dodge the fallout.
There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. I heard someone compare Trump to the neighbor who keeps running his leaf blower outside your window every minute of every day. From a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president,
Jimmy Kimmel jumps back in, showcasing JD Vance like a man desperately trying to look important while tripping over the script of what he thinks power feels like. The shift from best-selling author to presidential hype man plays like a sitcom nobody asked for. Every attempt to stand taller just makes him wobble harder. And the spectacle keeps aging in fast forward.
Vice President Maybelline was making the rounds, attempting to defend his boss and the chairman. He hasn't been this nervous about signing something since Don Jr.'s birth certificate. He's not the only one. Speaker Mike Johnson, who shut most of Washington down for like 2 months to try to avoid this, very much wanted to amend the bill to allow them to redact names to protect the innocent. His fellow Republican majority leader in the Senate rejected that idea, which was very upsetting to the Speaker of the House.
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I'm told...
Barack Obama picks up the thread, highlighting Trump's talent for turning every podium moment into a victory lap no one else saw. His rhythm of bragging grows louder the shakier things get. JD Vance trots behind him, waving metaphorical pom-poms like he signed up for the wrong contest. The energy spirals beautifully.
and our politics are in a pretty dark place right now. hard to know where to start. Because every day, this White House offers up a fresh batch of lawlessness and recklessness and mean-spiritedness.
Jimmy Kimmel steps in with razor-sharp observation, painting Donald Trump as a man who wakes up ready to announce triumph, then remembers he hasn't actually achieved one. The bravado beats reality every single time. JD Vance tries to keep up, playing backup dancer to a routine with no rhythm. The confusion becomes elite entertainment. Trump's theatrics grow louder, and Vance mirrors them with cosplay-level enthusiasm. Then Kimmel roasts how Trump treats press events like broken show, and tell nothing he brings matches the story he sells. JD Vance applauds anyway. Comedy gold.
House will vote, and we'll see how that goes. Turns out all Trump had to do was threaten to starve poor people, and he got his way. I'm sure he'll never do it again, though. Speaker Mike Johnson praised the bill, which is kind of all you need to know. He said he's glad Democrats are finally ready to do what the American people have been asking them to do for weeks. Great, and then maybe you'll finally be ready to do what the American people have been asking you to do for months and release.
Barack Obama keeps the momentum going, describing Trump's decision-making like reviewing a confusing instruction manual with missing pages. Plans stitched with hope, luck, and blind confidence. JD Vance hovers proudly as if each unraveling thread is a badge of honor. Then Jimmy Kimmel sharpens the edge. Trump spins awkward moments into heroic tales with pure volume. Obama explains how his leadership is a collection of bold declarations assembled without instructions. JD Vance presents each half-built idea like a masterpiece. The misalignment roasts itself.
The reason some people think, well, I don't know, I remember that economy when he first came in being pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good, because it was my economy. We had 75 straight months of job growth that I handed over to him. It wasn't something he did. I had spent 8 years cleaning up the mess that the Republicans had left.
Jimmy Kimmel highlights the melodrama trailing Donald Trump, turning minor inconveniences into cosmic challenges. JD Vance watches like a man in the front row of a show he doesn't fully understand. Obama counterpunches, pointing out how Trump treats every setback like a plot twist that wants to be thrilling but collapses under noise. Vance clings to each twist like he learned the lines right before curtain. Then Obama compares Trump's plans to balloon animals made by an overly hopeful clown. The shape never matches the confidence. JD Vance still presents them proudly. Kimmel finishes by describing Trump's grand announcements as fireworks that sparkle, then fade into a haze only Vance seems proud of.
He raged about the price of beef. He plugged his son Eric's book. He bashed Nancy Pelosi. He complained about voter ID. And we learned he's trying to get the NFL to name a stadium after him. Trump reportedly wants the Washington Commanders to give him naming rights to their new stadium. Why would anyone ever want to name anything after Don? I mean, look at Don Jr. It's not exactly a winning.
Barack Obama continues by portraying Trump as a man trying to prove a point no one remembers. The effort becomes its own weather system. JD Vance cheers with unwavering enthusiasm, even when the purpose disappears. Jimmy Kimmel shows how Trump decorates headlines to flatter himself, turning them into overly polished projects held together with tape. JD Vance defends each soggy claim like it's a cardboard castle in the rain. Obama returns to stack Trump's miscalculations into a wobbling tower of mismatched expectations. Vance sells it like a priceless puzzle missing half the pieces.
Extreme views were not in my White House. I wasn't embracing them. I wasn't empowering them. I wasn't putting the weight of the United States government behind extremist views. And that is when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views,
Jimmy Kimmel turns Trump's daily proclamations into a running gag where every claim grows taller, faster, and more cartoonish. JD Vance loyally supports each new exaggeration like he's building a monument out of uncertainty. It leans instantly. Barack Obama breaks down Trump's theatrics applause-hungry gestures that grow bolder as the confidence shrinks. Vance stays glued to the showmanship. Obama compares Trump's policy style to a buffet where nothing matches but everything gets piled on anyway. Vance displays the mismatched plate like fine dining. Kimmel wraps it by describing Trump's failures as episodes in a saga fueled by fanfare nobody asked for.
Washington down for like 2 months to try to avoid this, very much wanted to amend the bill to allow them to redact names to protect the innocent. His fellow Republican Majority Leader in the Senate rejected that idea, which was very upsetting to the Speaker of the House.
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think, I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
We both have concerns about it, so we'll see.
Poor little guy had to get out of there before the ketchup bottles started flying at his head. They are so scared of Trump. What is going on? Is he beating them? I don't get it. They just blindly defend him. They don't know what's in those files. They're taking his word for it. They're taking the word of someone who paid a porn star $130,000 and claims he didn't do it.
Barack Obama builds Trump's story into a saga where the hero keeps tripping over his own cape, a cape JD Vance proudly holds, unaware it's dragging through chaos. Then Jimmy Kimmel paints Trump's statistics as wild art pieces splashed with giant strokes and spilling contradictions. Vance displays each one like a gemstone with no shine. Kimmel highlights Trump's desperate need to appear victorious in moments no one can decipher. Vance marches beside him, glowing with pride. Obama steadies the chaos with smooth critique that nearly makes Trump's theatrics sound artistic almost.
You know, a lot of people have asked me lately whether I'm surprised by the direction the country's taking. And even though I am the hope and change guy, I try to be honest with him. So I say yes, there are things I am worried about. I am worried about how quickly basic democratic rules and norms have been weakened. I'm worried about how willing Republicans in Congress have been to surrender their role as members of a co-equal branch of government, refusing to buck the president even when they know.
JD Vance holds every chaotic piece like a trophy, unaware the frame is slipping. Jimmy Kimmel returns, framing Trump's blunders as a traveling show where every city gets the same chaos with more confidence and less accuracy. JD Vance polishes each misstep like it's worth collecting. The tower leans so far it waves. Kimmel compares Trump's reactions to rogue improv scenes fueled by pure adrenaline. Vance hovers behind him like he's cheering on a volcano. And Barack Obama closes it with calm precision, turning Trump's latest declarations into chapters of an unfinished novel written at lightning speed. JD Vance guards each shaky plot point like it's already a bestseller. The comedy lands perfectly,